Hi everybody, I'm back with a little video regarding our inks. One of the reasons why I went with Fun Stamper's Journey, I'm sure you heard me say in a couple of the other videos, in addition to on my website, is that they have the fusion inks, which combines the brightness of a pigment ink in addition to the dye-based ink. So I am excited to show you and explain to you how the ink pads work. I've been playing around with them a little bit. At first, I was going to just work out fresh, and then I decided not to do that. So we'll kind of work our way through it. One thing to keep in mind that we have two colors that are strict pigment inks. The buttercream is a pigment ink, and that's really a light cream or an off-white color. And then we have the whipped cream, which is our white, and that also is a pigment ink. If you can see, it's a pigment ink. One way that you'll be able to determine the difference is that the ink pad will have a little flower here, our signature flower. In addition to on the side, they also have the names, whipped cream with the star, or the flower, excuse me, and the buttercream with the flower as well. So you'll know those are your two true pigment inks. So this is watermelon, which happens to be one of my favorite colors that I got with the kit. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this up for the first time. Now this will work like a true dye ink pad. So again, it has the watermelon fusions, the name on the side, and I'll tell you the color up on top, and then has just our label on the back. Then one thing I haven't done yet, but I probably, maybe I won't. I was gonna say usually I like to stamp a little color on the back, on the bottom, excuse me, because I like to store them upside down. But these pads don't need to be stored upside down, so maybe I won't probably be doing that actually. And they stack really well together, if you can tell. I actually have them stacked in front of me on my desk. So here's the watermelon. And then now this will look like a true dye ink pad. So it's a felt pad. And they're very juicy. So this stamp here I'm using is from the Butterfly Print set. You can see that. And I'm just going to ink that up real quick. It's the first time I'm using the stamp as well, so you got to do a good ink the first time. And it's really nice and juicy, isn't it? And then stamp. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. Here, I wonder if you can. I'm going to stamp a couple, actually. I have a couple ideas that I'm going to do with these, so I'm actually going to cut these out, so I'm going to put them kind of close to each other. Now, along with the ink pads, we also sell a True Fusion cleaner that I'll use. And then I have to show you this. This is pre-stamp scrubbers that were invented. So I use two things to clean my stamps. I've been stamping for quite a while, so as the industry evolves, there's new products that come on board. But prior to that, you had to kind of improvise and make up your own stuff, right? So this is a paint scrubby so that you can paint with, and it would fit in a rack. I got this a long time ago at my hardware store, but they still have them. They're not as detailed. They're not exactly like this anymore. And so that's why it used to be white. It's kind of ugly. And then this is the blue paper towels that you can get. They're considered like shop valued or shop type for like auto shops. And usually you can find these like at Walmart or Kmart or Shopko, wherever, in the not the hardware, the auto supply, near the auto motor oil section, so you can get that. So then all I do, I typically just spray one side of my pad. As you can tell, it's the dirtier one because that's the one that gets used the most. And then I just go ahead and do a little circle. I try not to push too hard unless I really have ink in the crevices, which I typically don't. So one side I have wet, one side I have dry. And then I usually like to dab with the blue just to make sure. And then there it's clean, like you didn't even see the ink. How awesome is that? One thing about our ink pads too is that when you're stamping on a porous environment, um, like a non-paper environment, and you want it to be more permanent, if you hit it with a heat gun and heat that up, it'll make that stay true to its color then. So that is the introduction to our ink pads. Thanks for watching.